welcome to Bites and Strides with Pranchi. So today we are going to learn two important points in Python functions. So the very first point we are going to talk about is lambda functions. Okay, so what is a lambda function? Normally we saw we created a function with the def keyword, right? And you have given a proper name to your function, whether it is greeting, so you're saying greet, or if it is adding, we say sum. So we are giving a nice name to a function. So what is a lambda function? Function without any name. It is also called an anonymous function. So let's start with lambda functions and recursion. Lambda function is also called an anonymous function. So in Python, anonymous function is a function that is defined without a name. While normal functions are defined using the def keyword, anonymous functions are defined using the lambda keyword, and that is why anonymous functions are also called lambda functions. Point to be noted. See, a lambda function can take any number of arguments, but it can have a single expression. Here is the syntax: lambda, you give the arguments, colon, you give the expression. So let's do it practically. I am using ideally to explain you lambda functions. It will be much easier. So say I give result equal to, please don't make a spelling mistake, lambda x colon. What am I going to do with x? X I am going to raise to the power 3. So see, I am holding the result of this lambda function in a variable res, the result. So lambda, I need to pass a parameter, colon, it's going to give me the result x to the power 3. And now if I say show me what is result of 4, so it's 4 multiplied by 4 multiplied by 4, it gives me 64, right? Let's take up another lambda function. So this time I say result equal to, it may not be result, it may be any variable. Suppose n equal to lambda x comma y, and what am I going to do with it? So x plus y plus 100. So let me make it x plus y plus 100. And now if I say lambda n passing 1 and 2, the result will be 1 plus 2, that is 3, plus 100. You can see the result is 103. Why lambda functions? Okay, so this is what we already saw. The power of lambda is better shown when you use them as an anonymous function inside another function. So I'll be coming to this point very soon. So let's open PyCharm. So say I have a function called def choose even. I have a function choose even and I pass a list to it. Okay, I pass a list to it, or I pass a number to it. We will pass a list later. We pass a number to it, and here I have written if n mod 2 is 0, meaning it's an even number, this function returns a true, else this function returns a false. So say I have a list having some numbers 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and I want to create a list with even numbers, say e equal to, so there is a function called filter. Now this filter function says you have to pass two arguments. First is a function and second is the iterable. So I say choose even is the function and I want to apply choose even on all elements of the list. And now when you display this e, you can see that it is going to show me only the even values. So of course here it says it's returning a filter object. I say I don't want a filter object, please convert it to a list. So I'm converting the filter object to a list. So you can see E is going to be a new list which contains only the even numbers. Now what have we gone and done is we have gone and written this whole function, and this function will be applied to each and every member of this list. So I can replace this with the lambda function. So I remove this choose even and I say okay, there is going to be a lambda function which is going to take a number, and then it's going to say n mod 2 is 0. Only then this lambda function is going to return a true. So I don't need this whole function, and you can see I have saved a lot of code size, and here lambda function has worked wonderfully by giving the same output. So instead of writing a whole big function using def, I have just replaced it with a lambda function. Okay, the second thing that we are going to discuss today is about recursion. So normally we see a function A calls function B and then B calls function C. Recursion happens when a function calls itself. Why should a function call itself? So you will see that it is going to help us to reduce the size of my code. So let's go ahead and study about recursion. Okay, so recursion basically means a function calling itself. Why should a function call itself? So let us take a simple example. Say I want to find the sum of first 5 natural numbers. So I say sum of first 5 natural numbers. So what is the expected output? I want to do 5 plus 4 plus 3 plus 2 plus 1. This can be written as C5 plus the sum of first 4 numbers. Sum of 4 can be written as 4 plus sum of 3 numbers, and so on. So remember, not all programs can be done using recursion. A program which you can basically divide it into something like this, okay, can be done using recursion. So let's do the same. Def find sum of first n natural numbers. So normally what I would have done is a loop for I in range 1 to n plus 1. What am I going to do? I want to find the sum. So initially it is 0, and I would say s equal to previous s plus I. That's it. And then maybe you could return the sum. How will I call this? So I will say the result equal to find sum of first 4 natural numbers. So here you will see sum of first 4 natural numbers. Natural numbers begin with 1 is result. So 1 plus 2 plus 3 plus 4 is 10. Okay, so this was a non-recursive function wherein I declared a variable for sum, I had a loop, and then I'm writing the logic and returning. How to do this using recursion? So def recursive find sum. So R find sum, like what we discussed. Sum of 4 numbers is 4 plus sum of 3, and sum of 3 numbers is 3 plus sum of 2. So what am I doing? Where do I need to stop? So when n is 1 or n is 0, return n. So if I say sum of 0 natural numbers, it will return 0. Sum of 1 natural numbers will return 1. Else, now just see, return n plus, call R find sum again with n minus 1. What is this doing? When I pass 4, it will call 4 plus, it will call sum of 3. When I pass 3, 3 plus sum of 2. When I pass 2, 2 plus sum of 1, and 1 will return 1. So function calling itself, you can see I did not require to declare a variable, extra variable, nor did I write a loop. So recursion means function calling itself. So here if I call R find sum, you will notice the output is going to be just the same. You could do programs like finding factorial of a number using recursion. So what is a factorial? 1 multiplied by 2 multiplied by so on up to that number. So you can try out some more programs on recursion. So as you see, it's going to help me reduce the number of loops or declare some variables. Later on in bigger programs, what we realize is, say I do a code without recursion takes me 50 lines. With recursion, the same thing is possible in 3 to 4 lines. So that is the beauty of recursion. Okay, so that's it for today, and I hope you will keep practicing. So happy coding and see you very soon.